Hey, welcome to Digital Moxie. Today is Monday, June 2nd. Today was a great day. Beautiful weather. The weather's finally starting to break. As I've told you in the past, this is my little podcast, and I just talk to you about the regular things that are going on in my life and regular things that are going on in general. Nothing exciting. Like, for instance, today I had a doctor's appointment. Went to the doctor's appointment. Found out that I have kidney disease. And got to take care of that. I'm still doing okay, but if that's something I'm going to have to monitor on a regular basis. Make sure they don't go. If they go bad on me, then I'll have to get a replacement. But as of now, it's not an immediate thing. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. But the thing is, I got sick in February, and they had a lot of questions about what was going on with my body, and they found this issue. And I had a colonoscopy. I had an endoscopy because they want to know why I was anemic. They narrowed it down to, I got a biopsy on my kidney and I got a bone marrow biopsy. So they found out that I don't have cancer, but they seen some unusual scarring in my kidneys, and it led them to believe that I might have had kidney issues before. And and because I got sick, they were able to identify that, which is kind of good. Gives me an opportunity to take care of my health. I know there's a lot of people that suffer with kidney disease, who are way worse off than I, like people that have to go to dialysis, people that need a kidney tomorrow and they don't have it. Luckily, I'm in a position where I don't need it tomorrow. I can get on a list, maybe in the future if I ever do get sick and it comes up, then I can be, I can probably qualify. You have time where, we're living in the future now, man. They could develop a kidney. They can either make one in the lab, or they can just genetically engineer a pig and take the kidneys out of a pig, which would be kind of interesting and kind of creepy and kind of like, it's a life-saving thing and it's a real thing. So that's where I'm at. That was my day. But the rest of the day, I said, I'm not gonna let that situation bring me down, because it could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, it's not. So, I'm a big fan of shopping. I just realized that today. So after the doctor's appointment, I wanted to go get something to eat. I grabbed some sushi, had that. And I thought to myself, well, I need to get a microphone for my setup, because I am out of town. I am currently working in Kenosha. And I want to be able to show people that you don't need a lot of setup. You don't need a lot of money to really get started. Like today, I did spend, I want to say $40, $90, because I did buy a microphone. Little tabletop microphone. I don't know, maybe I didn't even need it. I just felt like I wanted it, and I got it. Then the lighting that you see now, I went to IKEA and I bought these 2 clip-on lights for $20. If you look at the photo here, it's clipped onto the back of the table, and it's it's these little LEDs coming out at me, and that solves my lighting problem. And I love it. So then also, I bought a table. It was on sale for $10. Little collapsible table. Bought that at Target. And this chair here. The thing about having a chair in your room, because I am in an Airbnb. You don't want to bring all your furniture in here, and I like to spend a lot of time in my room. I have 2 other roommates. So I spent a little money on this chair because I figure it has multi-function. I could take this to the park. It's pretty comfortable. I spent $50 for it. I splurged on the chair. Don't ask me why, I just did. I sat in it, I said, whoa, very comfortable chair. I'm taking this thing with me. It's retractable. I'm not gonna be doing my podcast from all the way back here, but I can just go lift up the handles, boom, I'm right here. I'm in the game. I also did some shopping with IKEA. I'm a big nut for plastic containers. They sell the containers at IKEA and they sell the tops separate. So I don't know. I couldn't pass them up. I bought them. Bought some Tupperware for sandwiches, because that's another thing. When you work in the trades, or you work blue collar, or you take food here, you take food there, all your Tupperware, all your plastic containers end up disappearing. And I don't know how. I mean, I bought many over the years, so I buy them because I like them. And so I made some purchases today. Hopefully it could enhance my podcast. So yeah, it was a little bittersweet to find out that I have a medical issue, but it's not so accelerated. It's not so dire as to where I can't maintain it or have it controlled. But if it drops off a cliff, then I'm gonna have to have it. It's gonna get serious. I am a 56-year-old man, and this is the time where it's up to me to make sure that my health is in order. As we get older, it becomes a challenge. Every day you got to pay attention to your body, and you can't do the things you did when you were young, and you can only do the things like if you go dancing all night, you're gonna wake up either sore or tired or out of shape. And I don't believe that that even if you are in shape, you're gonna feel the effects of any kind of physical exertion. I work, even bending over, it becomes a challenge if you're a person of a certain age. So as far as my podcast goes, this is just me trying to get back into the podcast mode and deliver content. Hopefully people can listen to this and they can understand that you have to get yourself checked up. You have to do your yearly checkups, get your blood work, see where you're at. That way you know where you're at. Because you have too many people that in the last month I lost 3 cousins. And it's sad. One of them died of colon cancer. Well, I had a couple of polyps removed. They weren't cancerous. I've been on top of that. Thankfully, knock on wood or particle board, that they weren't aggressive, and they were being able to take care of. That's something that if you're on top of it, you should be okay. Sometimes, they're starting to recommend people get colonoscopies at an even younger age instead of at 50. Because I got one when I was 50. Then I waited. They told me to come back in a few years. And then when I got sick and they were doing all the tests, they wanted to check. They said, "Hey, we're gonna give you a colonoscopy." I said, "Perfect." I was due for one anyway, and luckily it was in time. They found something and they removed it. As far as the endoscopy, they put you to sleep for this. I don't know if I ever want to be awake for a colonoscopy. I don't ever want to know if I want to be awake for endoscopy. And but I was awake. Well, I was in La La Land for my biopsies. They gave me, fentanyl. I mean, it's so powerful. It's under it's a controlled substance. Anesthesiologist knows how to administer what they administer to you. But people on the street, they take more than they should and they die. Because I've never ever felt, it just knocked me out immediately. I felt no pain. Here you are, people drilling in your back, taking out, a chunk of your kidney to look at it, going into your bone marrow, sucking that up. I mean, and they're using needles like that. Luckily, you're on your back, you're prone, and you can't see nothing, and you're half out of the bag because you're drugged up with it, anesthesia. But man, I'll tell you right now, for you older guys, take care of yourself. Go see a doctor. Go check up on your blood pressure. Make sure your weight's good, your cholesterol's good. Take care of your heart. Start watching your eating habits. And I noticed one thing. There's guys maybe in their mid to late 50s who think it's okay to, they might party. By them partying, they put themselves at risk. You see guys that I don't propose any kind of drug use, but people that that do cocaine when they're older, they're putting their life at risk because it could palpitate your heart and you could die from a heart attack. Your body can't recover. Your body just isn't gonna. You're not gonna be in that same mode as a 25 or a 23-year-old person. I personally have never done cocaine or heroin or crack or any of them drugs. But if you're a person stuck in that world, you're gonna expire a lot sooner than a person that doesn't do it. You can't keep abusing your body. You need to take care of your body. And I really truly believe you get to a certain age, you got to pump the brakes and you got to start checking in with doctors and checking out what you're eating, checking out your diet, making sure that you're not getting diabetic, making sure you don't, there's so many things that can start going wrong with you as you get older. And a lot of people, most of us wait till something starts happening to do something about it. But my message here is be proactive. But as far as things go, that's basically my public service announcement. This little podcast aimed at you, my visitors or my followers. Appreciate you. If you could take a moment, give me a like, give me a commentary about how you're doing health-wise, and if you're taking any measures to make sure that you're okay. Because I work my whole life, in the trades. It's a rigorous job. And I'm aiming for retirement, man. I want to retire, but I don't want to die the year after I retire. Because in my field, a lot of people never even reach retirement, and they never get to enjoy their retirement. And I'll tell you right now, man, I definitely want to enjoy my retirement. And a lot of things that you did in your 20s follow you in your 30s. The way you acted in your 30s follows you in your 40s. The way you treated yourself in the 40s catches up to you in your 50s, and it just keeps adding up. So yeah, you're the only one that can be responsible for your health, and I would urge you to take a moment and take your vitamins, make sure your blood work is good, and just do whatever you need to do in order to stay healthy, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So that does it for this little podcast. You have a good one. I'll catch you on the other side.